Hey YouTube, it's your girl Ashley Cami with Clear Vision Media. Welcome to my channel, Clear Vision Media. This is where I bring you all things music, culture, and wellness space. If you're already subscribed to my channel, thank you and welcome back. If you are new to my channel, be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button. Check out my other videos of In the Know and also check out some of my trippy R&B playlists. Today, we are going to be doing another In the Know video, which is where I find posts on social media and I kind of dissect them a little bit more. And today it's gonna be love themed. It is February, it's the month of love, it is the month of Valentine's Day, so you know what that means. Whole lot of love in the air. So I recently stumbled across this post on Facebook and it kind of rearranged the word February to look like Feb-YOU-ary, and I loved it. It was all about taking this month to really focus on yourself and investing in self-love. So I am here today to give you guys 5 tips on how to continue or start your self-love journey. They do kind of correlate too, so just keep that in mind if you are skipping through this video. Let's get it. Alrighty, so starting with tip number 1. It's kind of a broad tip and you probably hear it everywhere, but I'm also working on this within myself. I think it's super important. It's gonna be managing your time management. It's so super important in your career and your personal life. It really can restructure how you get things done in life. It's really important. So it's not just about waking up early, which is a really important aspect of it, but it's also about showing up early, whether that be to work, whether that be to starting projects. I know a lot of us like to procrastinate, myself included, but when you show up early, not only do you get more done, your quality of work is better, but you also appear more confident, you appear more prepared, and it just looks better overall and it feels better overall. Just think about all those times where you, whether it's for school or for work, you've had this project, you put it off at the last minute, and even though you could have put more of yourself into that project, you couldn't because you waited until the last minute. Work on your time management. If you can start something early, time out when's the best time every day to get a piece of this project done, and making sure those individual pieces are whole and complete. At the end of that project, when you're done, you're going to be looking back on a way more crafted, put together project versus if you were to put this off last minute. Also, with waking up early, it's super important. Now, I'm not about to sit here and tell you to wake up at 5 a.m. I'm sorry, I'm not. Now, that does work for a lot of people, and if you're one of those people, kudos to you. One day, maybe I'll be like you, but I'm more so referring to waking up in the morning time. And morning, in my eyes, is like anywhere from 5 a.m. ungodly hours to like 10 a.m. Once you're waking up in those 11, 12 p.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m. hours, you're limiting what you can do in your day. And I know a lot of people are so unhappy because say if they have an afternoon job and they're like gotta go to work at 4 or 5 and they're waking up at like 2 or 3, they're a lot more unhappy because they're waking up closer to when they need to get to work. They're spending less time with themselves, less time at home, less time waking up, taking care of themselves, than rushing off to work. They're spending majority of their time at work. So when you wake up early, not only do you have the morning to yourself to do whatever you like to do in the morning, you also have the whole day outside that morning. So personally, I have been one to like wake up at 2, 1, 3 in the afternoon, and what worked best for me is gradually waking up earlier. I didn't wake up one day just at 9 a.m. out of the blue. No, it was a process. Set alarms, set multiple alarms. If you're a chronic sleep, you know what I mean, when the alarm goes off and you hit sleep. If you're a chronic sleep hitter of your alarm, set multiple alarms. Set so many alarms that you annoy yourself in the morning. Whatever gets you up in the morning, do that. All right, so moving to tip number 2, spend less time on social media. Social media is such a big part of our everyday lives. I feel like we've kind of made it our lives, period. We're so invested in our online presence and how we appear online, what people think of us online, what other people are doing online, that we tend to forget that we don't live in the internet. Like, we have a whole life outside of the internet, and oftentimes when you spend so much time on social media, you can get depressed because you're looking at what other people are doing and you're comparing yourselves to other people, even though social media is all a facade. We all put our best on social media. You know, you do stumble across those people who are super real and super raw on social media, but it's very slim and far in between. So my challenge to you is to spend less time on social media. When you wake up in the morning, don't roll over and check Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever your vice is. You know, maybe listen to some music, you know, maybe read a book or something. Replace that mindless scrolling with something that's actually beneficial to your mind, your body, and your overall health. Also, just another tip, if you're not too sure how much time you're spending on social media, Apple has this thing called screen time. It's in your settings. Go to your screen time and it might scare you. Just keep in mind there's only 24 hours in a day. I try to limit my screen time down to 4 hours, and even 4 hours is a lot. If you're pushing 8-9 hours of screen time a day, baby, you need to put the phone down. We only have 24 hours a day. Most times we're asleep for 6 to 8 of those hours. It's roughly 14 to 16 hours that were left in the day. If you're spending 8 or 9 of your hours of 14 to 16 hours, you only have 4 to 6 waking hours of just doing regular things. That's not okay. We need to take advantage of our time in regular life outside of social media. All right, and tip number 3 is journal. I'm an advocate of journaling. I've been journaling since I could write, honestly. I thank my mom for introducing journaling to me at a young age, and I often tell people journal. We tend to rely on our friends to be our very accessible therapist, but sometimes it's some things that we don't want to tell our friends, some things we are not comfortable telling other people, and that's when, or it's just some things that just you need to work on within yourself. It doesn't involve other people, and that's when your journal comes in. I know a lot of people kind of get stuck with journaling, like, where do I start? How do I journal? What do I say? And that's a completely you thing. I think some really helpful ways to start journaling is write letters. Whether that's writing a letter to yourself, your future self, your past self, to a friend, write letters. That's a really good, mindful way to start journaling. Also, just writing down ideas. That's journaling. If you're like in the shower or, working out, or, you get an idea that pop into your mind, journal about it, and don't just write it down. Write down what you think about it. Like, is this a good idea? Where did this idea come from? Where can you see this idea going? Go deep in your journaling. Nobody else has to read it, so why not just put it all out there? Another good start to journaling is just list. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm not that deep. I don't really know how I can just write it all out. And I get that. Bullet points, girl. Just bullet point things. Like, whenever you feel triggered, or whenever you feel happy or sad or anxious, bullet points. What made you feel like that? Like, how are you in the future gonna prevent feeling like that? Like, what are you gonna avoid to feel like that? Like, bullet points. Just start with a bullet point. The more you journal, the more it's gonna turn into sentences. The more you journal, the more it's gonna turn into paragraphs, and then next thing you know, you're gonna be writing pages. Okay, pages. Tip number 4, be wiser with your money. Start a budget, start saving. I recently just started doing this. I was terrible. I had poor money management skills, and I am one to admit that. I'll admit that. But I recently just sat down, and with help, I created a budget for myself where I looked at my monthly expenses, I wrote down my weekly pay, and I allocated my bills to where it's not I'm not paying bills when they're due. I'm spreading out my funds in a very affordable way to where all the bills will get paid when they need to be paid, but I'm not necessarily waiting until the last minute. What this does is, it, for one, allows me to pay up on bills earlier than I need to. For two, it allows me to take each check, put allocated amount towards my bills, and then also see what I want to do with the money left over, whether it's play money, whether it's savings money. This is a great way to really start getting good with money management. If you already have a budget, look into investing. Be wiser with money. Since I've been doing this, not only do I feel more in control of my funds, but I'm happier because I'm not stressed out about bills. Like, I feel like majority of stress in America comes from paying bills. We're young, we're confused, we don't really know what we're doing with our lives right now. And so, it's a lot of stress that comes with being in your 20s. Don't let one of those stresses be money, especially when you can help it. And if you don't have anyone around you that's super smart with money, there's a ton of resources on YouTube. Look up how to start money management. You don't have to watch the investor that's like got billions in the bank. Like, start with watching videos of people who look just like you, with money habits just like you have. Learn from people who are like in the same boat as you. And number 5, hobbies. I suggest, if you don't have a hobby, find a hobby. Find things, extracurricular things that make you happy, that you enjoy. It's a great way to let off stress. It's a great way to also spend less time on social media. Just do things that you like to do. Go on YouTube, go on Pinterest, look up new hobbies, and who knows, maybe later down the line, these hobbies could turn into like new streams of income. You never know, girl. Yes, these are the 5 things that I encourage you to do to get started or continue on your self-love journey. Let me know what you think about them. Let me know if you have more ideas in the comments. Let's start a little community. Let's uplift each other for this Feb-YOU-ary. Just spread a whole lot of encouragement for self-love. If you like this video, please let me know in the comments. Give me a like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you always know when another In the Know video is coming out. Also, if you're a fan of music playlists, head over to the trippy R&B section of my channel. I curate playlists for different vibes, different moods. I have house music, I have oldies, I have new contemporary R&B. Check it out. And I will see you guys later. Peace.